righty. Good morning. Hello from Georgia. Wonderful. We are moving this morning about 10 minutes after 7, just a little bit tardy. But we are moving. Good morning to Lexington, Kentucky. Hello to Middle America. We are excited to have you on. Good. Charlotte, North Carolina, Birmingham, UK. Wonderful to hear from you. Suriname. Hello. Illinois, Valdosta, Georgia. Wow. We are going south, north, east, and west here on PowerScope. Welcoming Dayton, Ohio, South Africa. Blessings to you. Hallelujah. There in the most beautiful land in all of the world. I love South Africa. The Bahamas, my place of derivation and origin from my grandparents. Swansea, is it? Illinois, Louisville, Kentucky. Wonderful to have you all on this morning. It's a Wednesday and we are excited. Oh my goodness, Teresa Aitlin, good to see you. Praise the Lord. To Kalamazoo, Michigan. Good to back Michigan with me. New York City is here. Wow, you guys are moving and flowing. Wow. Shalom to you. Dominion International is in the house. Greetings from the Netherlands. Wonderful. So it's later in the day, I believe, or is it earlier in the morning? I think you guys are behind us in time. So we are just excited. One way or the other, we are together. Wonderful. Blessed from the Renounce PowerScope. I've been hearing so much about that. Yeah. So we are excited about it. We're going to be sharing just a little bit more this morning. It's 7 a.m. Okay, in Raleigh. All right, a little bit after 7 a.m. Well, good morning to you. Good evening to others. Good afternoon to some. We're all in different time zones, but we're all together. New Jersey, I didn't miss you. Turkey, LOL. What time is it in Turkey? Wonderful. This might not be a good scope for you, my love. We are doing all kinds of positive things here, so we don't take clothes off. We don't show boobs. We are loving Christ. We are lifting the mind, the spirit, the body. We are doing things that really exhort people and magnify their ability and their greatness. So I love you, but this might not be. We'll close the door and say good night to you wherever you're coming from. All right. So we are excited. This is PowerScope with Yolanda Powell, the 7 Mountain Periscope, and we are pushing and exalting and lifting those that want to go higher, those that want to go to the top of the 7 mountains that completely influence culture around the world. We are talking to family, those that are on the family mountain and are dealing with dysfunction, that are dealing with all of the hardships of divorce and all of the blended families. We are talking to education, those that need to be really lifting up our children, our educators, those that are with them so many hours a day. We're talking to government and politics and how we elect presidents and how we elect those that run our countries and our states and our governments. We are talking about people who want to be in media and influence the images and the visualizations of what our children and generations are seeing. So if you are on any of those 7 mountains, then we're talking to you this morning. And we are critically clear that what we have to do inward is equally as important as what we have to do outward. So I just want to welcome you to the 7 Mountain Periscope here with Dr. Yolanda. And we are so thankful. Yeah. You know, I want to say to you all this morning that we have together, and so this is our praise and celebration, is that we have gotten 1 million hearts. Actually, we got 1 million hearts last week. I said we would, and we did. I think we're almost at 1 million and something, 60,000 something. But we have been tapping so much that in less than 6 months, actually, I started Periscope the end of January, and we're now just at the 1st of June. So welcome to June, but welcome in celebration to more than 1 million hearts here on PowerScope. So I am so thrilled for all of your taps. I am so blessed and honored that you have come along and that you have been supported and that you have been encouraged, that you have been lifted, that you have been exalted in those places where you've been tried to be suppressed and pushed down. That's what we're doing. We're lifting you to the top of your mountain. All right. So we are excited about that. So I definitely want to welcome the Netherlands, all of our friends there in South Holland and around that region who are doing great things for Jesus, big things for the kingdom, great things in their cities, in their spheres, in their regions. All of you actually, slap five, all of you are doing that. So listen, today we are coming back on, this was supposed to be our 3R week. I had 3 R's that I wanted to share with you to kind of build your resolve, to build your internal infrastructure for how you're doing life, ministry, and business. But somehow on Monday, we blew the roof off the sucker. Right? On Monday, we introduced the first word, and I'm telling you, I have been inundated with texts and calls and emails and messengers and Facebook saying, OMG, this renounce thing is literally blowing me away. So we have not been able to get past renounce. That has been the thing that has been shaking those of us who are on the mountains, those of us who've been engaging with me on Facebook and on Twitter and on PowerScope. You guys, along with me, I'm not exempting myself. We all have been shaken from the roots about what the spirit of revelation and the mysteries of God has unveiled to us about our own words. And we didn't know that we had that much power. See, the systems of this world, the ways in which we have encountered education, the ways in which we have grown in church and in family have told us that we ain't got too much going on, right? We're just kind of somebody passing through the cosmos, coming through the universe. We just a little girl, a little boy. We just somebody on the side, and we make it. If you're a TV star, then you somebody. If you're a basketball player, you somebody. But if you're the governor, you're somebody. But they got it all wrong. Say all wrong. All wrong. We're talking to 7.5 billion people on this planet that got as much power as the next person. We all are given, the Bible says, a measure of opportunity, a measure of suddenlies that will happen to all of us. And so what Solomon writes is that this thing is so big that we can do some things right here with our mouth and change the trajectory of our entire chapter and the chapters of our life. And so what I'm saying to you is this one is you got the power. That's what I'm saying to you. You got the power. And all we have to know is, oh yes, I renounce. That I will and I can have the power to renounce the former things, the past things, the old things, the familiar things, and the things that seem outdated in my life. But the reason I know they're not outdated, come on, we got the power. The reason I know that they're not outdated is that they keep showing up in my shoes. They keep showing up in my blouse. They keep showing up in the knot of my tie. They keep coming in my brim. They keep coming in my space. And so I'm wondering, how come these old things, these familiar things that I thought would be unfamiliar to me, but they are not. I know it when it come up. I know when I feel it. I know when I smell it. I know when I see it. Oh, this my stuff. This the stuff that keep coming because of something. I see it. And so today what I want us to learn is what Jesus taught us. And I want to put this right out quick because we don't have a lot of time. I want to put this out right quick in John 6:63. John 6:63. Jesus said these few words. They are very few in number, but they are the basis of what we're talking about today. And this is what Jesus said. In the King James, it says this. It says, it is the spirit that quickeneth. The flesh profits nothing. But the words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. Now, Jesus is giving us this insight, y'all, to how words are working. He's giving us the skinny on the power of words. And that's my motivation to you today. Not so much about the renounce part, but I want to bring you up now into why you have the power to renounce, why you have the power to change your future, how you have the power to ignite a whole system of movement around yourself that has nothing to do with what nobody else say, what nobody else offer, what nobody else do. It has everything to do with you and the power of your spoken uttered words. Now, Jesus is saying, what I'm giving you today is $1 million. I'm giving you $1 million mystery in several words in John 6:63. And what he's saying is, let's read it in the International Standard Version. He says this: it is the Spirit who gives life. The flesh accomplishes nothing. But the words that I've spoken to you, they are spirit and life. And so here again, Jesus is telling us very succinctly, y'all, come on, that you have words in your mouth that are spirit and life. Your words are not flesh. Your words are not nothing. Your words are not esoteric, just don't mean whatever word you say, you are in the spirit of it. You are in the life of it. You are in the movement of it. So if it's true for Jesus's words to have spirit and life, I'm saying to you, as one who understands the heart of God in this matter, because he unveiled it to me, that you also have the power of life and what? Death in your tongue. That's the Bible. The Bible says that you have both life and death in your tongue. Now, we heard this before. We know this because we've sat in many churches. We've heard many preachers, is right. My spirit is actually filled with language. My spirit is filled with words. When Jesus comes into my life, he comes packing with lexicon and dictionary. It means that when the Spirit comes, the Spirit of life brings words that speak life. What I'm saying to you is that before we met Jesus, we also had words. Those words, where this little hair keep coming up? Those words had the ability to either bring me into life or bring me into death. And what we have been living with, a lot of us on the mountains, a lot of us in the kingdom, is we've been living with old words that have been speaking limitation. They've been speaking lack. They've been speaking depression. They've been speaking inability. They've been speaking wrong relationships. They've been speaking wrong choices. We've been making crazy decisions because of old words that still got power to bring death, power to bring destruction, power to bring limitations. These words that we're speaking, right, in our human spirit are not the same words that we're speaking in our born again spirit. That's what I'm trying to say. God, let me get it clear. Words are powerful either way. They are powerful either way. They're going to be life-giving or death-constructing. They're going to be constructing death over you, destruction over you, dilemmas over you, chaos over you, darkness over you. Just words, just words, just words. Hashtag just words. Just words are going to do that. But on the opposite side, come on here, on the opposite side, when I get this revelation, when I come into this understanding, when I begin to walk in this authority, that means I now have the ability not just to pick up from here and go there. I got to go back and tell the stuff I already said that got power that I am coming to swallow you up. I am coming to arrest you. I am coming to transform who and what you said out of my own vehicle, out of my own instrument, out of my own mouth, right? And so here today, I'm saying it's not as bad as it looks. I'm encouraging you. I know Dr. Yolanda told you some hard words on Monday, but what I'm saying on Wednesday is that you can overturn and you can reroute and you can completely transform your day, your tomorrow, and your future by handling your words. All you got to do is go back and get them, and you got to speak to them, and you got to renounce, right? Renounce the old, but you got to reestablish the new. That is what I am saying. You got to renounce the old, but today you must reestablish the new. Come on, reestablish. Y'all with me? It does not as bad as it looks. It don't. Now that's good, sweetheart. I love you, Mackenzie. That is awesome. It's not as bad as it looks. So we have two elements going on. The ability to renounce, yes, but also the ability to establish or re-establish, because it's, again, we are re-establishing some old things. Now, this is what I want to really share with you. We got the Bible on this, but listen how God is so sovereign to me, is that I was doing research on Renounce. I'm doing this research. I'm on Google. I'm on the World Wide Web. I'm looking all over about trying to understand renouncing and the power of it. I run up on this piece. I believe the Spirit of the Lord leads me to this man. I'm not going to give you his whole name. His name is J. Miller. I'll just say that. His name is J. Miller. That's all I know. And he writes this in 1989. In March of 1989, this particular guy writes about renunciation. He actually entitles the blog, The Importance of Renunciation. And so I'm reading through what this man is saying years and years ago. It's been so long, 1989. Now we're in 2016, but he writes this understanding, and I want to read it to you. And so for some, you might need to get it. You might need to just send me an email at info@yolandapowell.com, and I will send it to you, because I won't be able to read the whole thing, but it is power packed. It is the importance of renunciation and reestablishing. It is powerful, but let me read some of it. He says, now allow me to write the following as applying to me personally. So he's not trying to teach. He's not trying to preach. He said, this was my personal discovery, y'all. This is what I believe that I have come to understand. He says, why do I live by the habit of honesty? Because at some point I renounced dishonesty and established honesty. Wait a minute. Why am I now a peaceable man? Because at some point in my life, I consciously renounced argument and strife. He's saying I was able to establish and reestablish some things only when I renounced the opposite. He said, why am I a humble person? Because at some point in my life, I consciously embraced humility as a habit of life and renounced its opposite. Oh my God. He said it was the power of renunciation that gave him the strength to reestablish his life. And that's what I'm saying to you. When Jesus says my words are spirit and life, he's saying you can reroute this. You can reestablish this. You can reinvent this. You can recalibrate this. So you got all your R's going. All of these R's are going. Once you renounce, you can do anything. All right. He goes on to say, why do I now like people when I didn't like people? He says, because at a certain point in my life, I consciously renounced all hatred, anger, and hostility against people and society. He said the only way I was able to walk in the new was to renounce and let go of the old. Now, this is critical because I was talking to one of my clients yesterday who's also a spiritual daughter, and she is a military might. She knows all about the military. And she told me that. She said, Apostle, the only way that you can renounce coming to the United States Army as an officer, if you have dual citizenship in another country, is that you have to renounce your citizenship and, watch this, give up your passport so that you can now get the new opportunity that's come before you. Now, that's really packing, and I don't have time to unpack it this morning because I'm running. But this is critical that we learn that the only way that you get the new opportunity in the new land, in the new realms of the spirit, is that you release and renounce and let go. Why? You give it all up. You have to surrender. Come on, say hashtag surrender. You have to surrender over and give all of the old that is holding you back in a place so that you can come into a new place. And so that's what this guy is going. The last thing, I don't have time to read everything. The last thing he says this. He says usually these things, he's talking about some bad things that have gone on. He says there is a particular renunciation that I think is particularly significant in everyone's life. He said it was the day in my youth when I decided to renounce the pursuit of pleasure and self-gratification and follow a way of semi-austerity, self-denial, and self-discipline. And he says, I did this. He said, why did I do this? Why did I renounce all of these things? He said this, and I love this. He said, generally, it was my underlying reason was my love of God and my seriousness about being a true servant of his. That's when I decided to renounce. So I don't have any more time. I've run out of time, but this is what I wanted to jump on the scope early in the morning to tell you that you have now the ability to reestablish once you renounce, once you surrender, once you give away all of the old, once you tell it you no longer here. You're stale, you're old, you smell, you stink, and I have no more time to wear you, sport you, display you in my life. Once you do that, beloved, you are able to come into the new, take hold of the new words. Jesus said, the spirit life, the spirit words that give spirit and life, and you can walk into your future. All right. So I just want to bless you. No more old clothes, no more old hats, no more old shoes. Don't walk in that. Walk in newness of life. Walk in the newness wherewith Christ has set you free. Take on a new vocabulary. Establish a new dictionary. Use new language with all your other new stuff. So you can't be in a new dress and don't have new words. You can't be in new shoes and a new suit and don't have a new language. You can't walk in that old thing and be in the newness of life, right? So we're talking about newness. We're talking about reestablishment. We're talking about awesome new things that God is doing. So that's my encouragement this morning. Did not want to be long, but I did want to give you the opposite. Reestablish. So hashtag reestablish. All right. I'm letting you go. Blessings to you. Have a great and wonderful day. I will be back maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday morning, but I'm going to come back and give you one last piece that we need. And then we'll do the other R's next week because we are just off the chain with renounce. So we'll go to reestablish. We'll go to recalibrate. We'll go to somewhere else to show you how to take this into new, manageable, tangible operations so that you're just not stuck in theory and just in Bible stuff. The Bible has to be established. The word has to be implemented. And we want to coach you and encourage you to that. All right. Blessings. Have a great day. Love you. Bless you. Shalom. And you are all that and some. Blessings. Bye-bye.